Greetings, Faith and Fandom family. Welcome to the Faith and Fandom podcast, Artist Alley Aftermath Edition for Greenville Comicon, North Carolina, 2023. This is my third or fourth, maybe fifth year doing Greenville Comicon. It's been a while. And, so was back in the City of Pirates to do this con. And let's go over some stuff. First of all, I got sick. Like, I drove up Friday to set up at the show. Got some food. Swam at the hotel pool. Took a nap. Well, went to sleep. But throughout the night, my ears were already throbbing. I was draining really bad. And by the time I got to the show on Saturday morning, I had a double ear infection and my throat was swollen. I had no energy and I felt like hot buttered death. And it just kind of escalated all through Saturday. And so if you saw me at the show, forgive me for being less than delightful or enthusiastic, because it really, there were times I wanted to put up a sign and just lay down behind my table and go to sleep because I felt so bad. But the show had to go on and it was too crowded for me to pack up my stuff and leave inconspicuously. So I remained. A lot went on. It was a good show for the most part. I was next to the Be Kind Rewind VHS Journal people, who are folks that I've had the pleasure of being beside before, and they are delightful booth neighbors. They take old VHS boxes and turn them into journals. Really cool. And my day kicked off for the good parts with a young woman who came by the booth, and literally when she saw what we were and that it was Bible studies and nerdy stuff, she freaked out. She literally started dancing. She got so excited and she just kept saying that she had found her people. And she spent lots of time at the booth. She brought people to the booth. She bought things. But she was just really excited to have that. And I know my face did not relay and my actions and voice did not relay my full joy at that, but seriously, that's why I do what I do. And I told her that for people to be able to feel like they found their space and find why they're there, it's literally one of the biggest things I can hope for. I want to be a place where Christians who are geeks can find a place to kind of grow both together. And I want to be a place for people who are curious about faith to have a good on-ramp and connect with things that they're already connected to. And so that was, it. Could have signed off on the whole day and left, and I would have been satisfied with that. With that, though, if you follow my social medias, probably just my Instagram, I don't know how many other places I posted it. I've just bought a couple hundred blank business-sized sketch cards, and I've just been sketching random things as bookmarks. And I put a little sign up that said, "Terrible sketches from a writer for $1." And it's just something fun, kicks and giggles, but it also helps me kind of practice growing a craft that I may never use, because I normally only draw during Inktober, but it's fun. And so I had like 20 or 30 sketches. There was one of Ice Cube. There was one of a cassette tape. There was one of Snorlax. There was, just some random things. And acrylic, fat gum. And the first one that sold was somebody bought my Ice Cube one. I had a Ice Cube one, and that one I know for sure is on my Instagram. It says Ice Cube was right, today is a good day, and had Ice Cube from the Today Was a Good Day video. And a dude bought my Fat Gum one. But the thing that was consecutively happening was that people were letting me know they weren't terrible. So nobody said, wow, these are great. But most of the people that looked at them said these weren't terrible. So, you know what? I will absolutely take that as a win, because not terrible is a win. Another cool opportunity was there was a great Anakin and Ahsoka cosplayer that came by the booth, and the Anakin guy was constantly dropping good Anakin quotes, and they came by. They were excited about the booth. They talked about how they do their devotionals and Bible studies together, and they wanted the Darth Vader shirt. But what I did not realize is that GalaxyCon cleaned me out way more than I anticipated on shirts, and I haven't looked inside my crates since GalaxyCon. I had one small Vader shirt out of everything, and so that's my most in-demand shirt, and I failed to be prepared for this show. That's my fault. I've asked my shirt dude to go ahead and get me some shirts, but we'll see how that plays out. But they were a delightful couple and or friends. I don't know their relational status. Yeah, they do. I think they're together. And then also there was some really cool folks that knew me from before, and they were just very sweet and very kind. And one of the lady was dressed as Sailor Moon, and they could tell I was not in my best form, that I was struggling, and they asked me if they could pray for me. And y'all, I never get tired of that. That's never out of the question. That's never not wanted. And I felt truly honored and blessed that they actually wanted to pray for me and wanted to put that input into my life. And I felt incredibly blessed and better that they were there for that. And yeah. I also talked to a guy who was a former minister who had kind of fallen out of sorts with ministry and enjoyed being more just in the world and being a ministry presence than being involved in the church. We had a solid conversation about that too, because I get it. Sometimes faith and fandom is the only thing that keeps me from being overwhelmed with normal muggle church. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good deal. And then there was I also had my negatives of a dude, and I say this with the most loving kindness. There was a dude who looked like the bad guy from Silence of the Lambs who was making fun of my booth and taking pictures. And like, my sinful human flesh wanted to take pictures of him taking pictures of my booth and tell him to put the lotion in the basket. And that's not what I do. That's not what I should do. And I didn't. But I'm just sharing it with you because I thought it was a funny thought to go on with. And one really sweet thing was, and I want to make sure I pull up the right name for the booth, but there was Megan Quimby, and is a very sweet human that I had met at previous shows, and Crafting Ninja NC, really great artist, makes really cute stuff. I had the pleasure of just getting to know them at this show previously and to spend time with them. And I don't know if it's because they saw I was down or not feeling good or whatever it was. but they brought me over a Snorlax button, which is absolutely adorable, and that also went miles further to making um, making me feel better throughout a really rough day. Um, I normally try to prepare beverages and everything for when I go to shows. I brought some coffee, but I didn't bring anything else, and because I was in the process of getting sick, I needed more liquid. So I bought a snow cone and a water because I felt like I was dying. Um, and yeah, on terms of cosplay, I think my two favorite things I saw was a Condiment King from uh, Batman the Animated Series, and there was also a Phantasm from Batman the Animated Series. Um, I didn't take cosplay pictures because I felt like death, and I was just trying to survive. I had good mystery conversations. I had good experiences. I think my fees were covered. Um, I also bought a print of Krillin from Joey Stacks, who's just a fantastic artist at GalaxyCon Raleigh. He brought me a little standy, cool thing he made of Krillin, but I know he only has Krillin on his shelves because I begged him to have Krillin on his shelves. So I felt it was only right for me to go buy a Krillin. And we had a good, encouraging conversation because his dad was going through some stuff. Leave all the details out. But his dad was going through some stuff, and he asked me to send some scripture specifically pertaining to what his dad was going through. And I did. And he said he passed it on to his family. And I don't know what the whole outcome of it was, but the fact that somebody thought, hey, can you help me out with this? Another interesting aspect of this show was this was the first show I did where I was also pseudo promoting my own show. If you're not aware, I am hosting a small mini con at my church building on September 9th. And I was low key scouting for people that I might want to bring and for wanting to get involved with it because it's going to be a small show at a church. I can't expect like bombastic attendance or big numbers, and it's hard for me to want to ask people to drive like 2+ hours to come to this. But us Artist Alley people, we kind of travel in cliques, and so I got to make some connections with that. I had some people ask for flyers for it, and I had one artist point blank say, "Hey, can I please be at your show?" So working on that and working on trying to get that run well together, it was good. So now I'm just at the point where I need to get as many shirts as I can done soon. I did reorder a lot of stickers, and I have a new VeggieTales sticker that will be here as soon as it arrives. It would be lovely if it arrived this weekend for Wake Forest Comicon, but if not, I should have it for Nerd Market in Fayetteville on August 25th. And then just preparing for Vertical Minicon on September 9th, which is actually shaping up to look pretty cool. I need to do a little more logistics, but man, we're getting real close to full on artists and vendors just for space and tables and making it a fun experience. So had a meeting with my staff today about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Before I go, because it was a one-day show. I was trying not to die, and my sickness really overtook a lot of it. In fact, I'm recording this later than I would normally because I couldn't have spoken this clearly yesterday. My throat was on fire and swollen so bad that I was garbled the whole time. And so I had to wait for some antibiotics. I went and got some shots from my doctor in my hips, one antibiotic, one steroid. And I've been taking like giant horse pill size antibiotics every day and just trying to get back to normal because I need to do a con on Saturday and preach on Sunday. So that's my life. But yeah, before we bounce, I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters, Jonathan Herman, Ron Petit, Tesh Norton. By the way, you'll be able to hear Tesh Norton coming up on our podcast with Love Thy Nerd at the end of the month. Scott Ward, Alicia Benson, who is about to have a baby. Congratulations, Alicia and Michael. Candace Davis, Jay Sheed, Jillian, Jason Crutchfield, Mike Perna, Todd Turner. Mike Perna also will be having a Bluey chapter contributing to Book 9. And I think, guys, Book 9 we're going to shoot to have for middle of October, if I can stay on task. Todd Turner, John Jacobs, Zach Harris, Caleb Grimm, Jeanette Skaggs, Chris Poirier, Jason Bullock, Christina Ray, Sarah Lewis, Patrick Gale, Rebecca Godlove, who she co-wrote a new book focusing on women in the Bible called That's What She Said. And that'll be happening as soon as I click some buttons. And Adam Davis, as well as Deborah Lanham, Litmus Cosplay, not one of our regular patrons, but a friend and a cool supporter in many ways. So I want to say thank you to y'all. And if you ever want to be a part of our Patreon community, check out faithandfandom.patreon.com. And just want to say thanks for caring enough to even consider being a part of all that. Because y'all, it means a lot. I also had a mini panic attack moment because when I was clicking off of the Patreon page to read the names, I accidentally just deleted a new chapter I wrote for Book 9, and my heart kind of sank. So sorry for the pause there. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you all at a con soon. You'll be able to catch me at Wake Forest Minicon August 19th, at Nerd Market in Fayetteville August 25th, Vertical Minicon September 9th, and then Fayetteville Comicon October 14th and 15th, I believe. That's currently I've got all on the schedule con-wise. I don't have the latter portion of the year filled out with that, but I do have the latter portion of the year filled out with weddings. So we'll see what's up. But just want to say thanks again. Thank y'all for being amazing. And I love you, appreciate you, and God bless.